Hello, today we will be learning about Hector P. Garcia. This is a book entitled Hector P. Garcia by Christine Juarez. It is a biography, so this means that it's a book, a true story about a person's life. Here's the title page, Hector P. Garcia. And here's the table of contents. So if I wanted to know just about his adulthood, I would come here and I know to look on page 11. Let's start from the beginning. About Hector. Hector P. Garcia was a civil rights leader. He worked for the fair treatment of all Mexican Americans. He was born in Mexico on January 17th, 1914. In 1917, Mexico was at war. Hector's parents wanted a better life for their children. That year, the family moved to the U.S. state of Texas. Now, here is a picture of Hector's family, and I know that because there's a caption here. It says, "Young Hector standing at far left with his family." So this is young Hector Garcia here. And it says that he was born in 1914 and he moved to Texas in 1917. Hector's parents were teachers. They wanted their children to go to college. In 1940, Hector graduated from medical school in Galveston, Texas. So here we can see it's kind of like a timeline that's starting up. And a timeline, boys and girls, is a line of events in sequential order. That means the timeline has the events listed in the order that they happened. So 1914, Hector Garcia was born. 1917, he moved to Texas. 1940, he graduates from medical school. Adulthood. Hector served in the U.S. Army during World War II from 1939 to 1945. During the war, he met Wanda Fusillo. They married in 1945. The couple had 4 children. So here he is, a picture of him in the U.S. Army during World War II. And you could see here's another caption added to the timeline. So now we have 1945 marries Wanda Fusillo. After the war, Hector was a doctor in Texas. He spoke out for other Mexican Americans who had served in the war. He said these veterans were not being treated the same as white veterans. There he is. Working for equal rights. So here's one of our headings. That's also something that you find in a nonfiction book. You find subheadings. Working for equal rights. In 1948, Hector formed the American GI Forum to organize Mexican American veterans. Together, they demanded health and education benefits. So here you go. Right here, we've got our timeline, and we've got another section added. 1948 forms American GI Forum. And there he is in front of the banner. Through the American GI Forum, Hector improved the lives of all Mexican Americans. Hector worked for equal schools, healthcare, jobs, and homes. There he is marching with the Mexican Americans, probably for equal rights. Hector wanted Hispanics to have a stronger say in government. In 1961, Hector worked with President John F. Kennedy. Then in 1968, President Lyndon Johnson named him to a U.S. civil rights group. So here Hector is with President Lyndon Johnson, and here's another caption, President Lyndon Johnson with Hector. And you can see here some more things added to the timeline. 1961, works with President Kennedy. 1968 is named to U.S. Civil Rights Group. So our timeline's getting bigger. Later years. Hector was the first Mexican American given the U.S. Medal of Freedom. He received this important honor in 1984. Hector died July 26, 1996. The people of Texas celebrate Hector P. Garcia Day every September. So right here, 1984, receives U.S. Medal of Freedom. 1996, dies. So that's where his timeline ends, because it's a timeline of his life. And then also in a nonfiction book, you'll find a glossary of different vocabulary words that may have been in the book that you didn't know about. And then you might find some other resources in a nonfiction book. So Dr. Hector P. Garcia was a doctor here in Corpus Christi, Texas, and he helped many people. Thank you.